Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As usual.
For more fun times
and shenanigans.
If this is your very first time joining us, welcome to the podcast/YouTube channel. This is our sibling duo project about life with chronic and invisible illnesses, both mental, physical, and emotional.
Because I'm mental and she's emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you wanted to find us, you can find us on all podcasting platforms except for Apple. And you can find us on YouTube. You can also join us in our Discord where we do our lives. We do live streams on the weekends.
Yes.
And they're really fun. And you can help with either episode ideas or just hanging out.
Yeah.
Need advice, don't need advice, want to yell at someone.
Right. Just get in there and scream at us.
It's perfectly fun.
We record it and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. But there you go. I think that gets us through all the nitty gritty, yeah?
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun one. Welcome to the party. We're a little belligerent and also nothing is right in the world. So We'll get into it. So I guess I was going to say time for the weekly recap.
Time for the episode.
It's time for the episode. Because it's going to be basically through the weekly recap and onward. So it's time for the weekly. What the heck is this? We don't really know. We've never done it this way before. But it's kind of a recap and it's kind of not a recap. But it's also definitely within this last week and beyond.
We've done it before. We've done it like twice before.
Yeah. Okay.
But yours was way cooler than mine.
What happened this week?
You go first. Because I
lost a lot of brain cells this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. My face has just been... So, if you're new here, I have Ehlers-Danlos, hypermobility type, and all of the fun things that kind of come within that. But recently, I've been struggling again with the trigeminal neuralgia, which is where sometimes my face decides that it's going to feel like the bones are being melted by acid. Or I'm like being road hauled on my face.
It's nerve pain.
It's cool.
Random nerve. It's misfiring nerves.
It's horrible. Really. It sucks really bad. And so recently it's been really bad. Like I was out Tuesday before last. And then I think I was out again on Thursday because my face was so bad. So it's like once a week now where I'm like non-functional. And then over the weekend too, I think I was messaging you that my face was absolutely killing me.
Yeah.
And again, if you're new here, we like to name our pain sometimes. And the name of the pain here in my face is Evan. And he's a snake.
Evan.
And he kind of just coils
he's a
around
face snake.
And he moves around and he does whatever he's doing to cause me agony. It's really cool and fun. I don't like it very much.
Yeah.
So
he was visiting me a little this week too.
Yeah. Well, and I hate it. I have some like emerging pain on the right side of my face. And I just keep like, I'm just like, it doesn't exist. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not real. I've never felt
That's what I do. Like I felt it the other day, like I thought it was tooth pain and then it moved and then it was up here and it was like pressure and then it was I was like, nope, this isn't happening.
No, it's not real.
I don't have trigeminal neuralgia.
Yeah.
I'm normal.
He also has Ehlers-Danlos and all of the things that come with it.
Type 3 if you're old school, baby.
Yeah.
My week. So, because we didn't record. We did record, but we scrapped it because I didn't like it. And I didn't want to edit.
We've been on the struggle bus. Winter is hard.
It's been a tough winter.
Yes.
So I got a face infection, which sounds just as bad as it was. I was going to say it wasn't, but
it's not that bad.
I could stop downplaying it now because I have to be real because it's the podcast. But I've been downplaying it all week because goddamn, I had an infection in my jaw from a tooth that got into my jaw.
Yep.
And I went in. I've been having lung problems too. Like I had that cough that wouldn't go away.
Yes.
So I was worried about pneumonia and the tooth stuff, which is exactly what happened last year. Not around this time. It was 10 months ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
April 11th was the day we both had fun times.
Yeah.
I had sepsis and pneumonia this time last year. Well,
Pretty close.
In April.
Pretty close, yeah.
The same time you discovered your trigeminal neuralgia.
Yeah.
Which is why we're going to talk about it today, because it's like the resurgence week. It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
So I was worried about the pneumonia stuff, but it kind of cleared up on its own. And I have an inhaler now, and I have
because you had
cough
to go
suppressant, and I did a virtual visit for that.
Oh, okay.
And then I went in when I noticed that it was in my jaw. When I noticed the pain from my tooth being down here, I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
So then we went in, made an appointment. We went to urgent care. They were like, do you have an appointment? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, let's make an appointment.
What the heck?
Yeah, you have to schedule it now. At UC Health in Aurora.
That's so weird.
Yeah, you schedule it. Like, you can do a wait. You can sit there, but it'll be like hours. Or you can make a reservation. So I did the reservation. Went home, rested for like 2 hours, came back. Went in, and they were like, so what are you here for? A cough? And I was like, no, I have a tooth infection that's in my jaw now. And she was like, oh, okay.
Bad.
And then she made me take my mask off, and she looked, and my face was swollen.
Oh.
I hadn't even noticed how bad it was, but she was like, oh, you're swollen, dude. I was like, yeah. And she's like, which tooth? And I showed her which one it was. She's like, oh, that's definitely infected.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. She's like, have you had this before? I was like, oh, yeah, definitely. I know what it feels like. I know what it is.
Yeah.
And she was so sweet. She kept like trying to offer more things. She was like, what do you need a note from work? Did you miss work? And I was like, no, I'm a stay-at-home dad. And she was like, thank you. And I was like,
aww.
what? And she's like, my husband does the same thing for my kids, and I can't stand them. I was like, no, I get that. That checks out. Like, she's like, I could not spend all day with my kids. I would murder them. And I was like, that's Jen to a T. She went on this whole tirade about how it's underappreciated, and she was like, I respect it.
Aww.
And she was like, is there anything else? And I was like, no, I need antibiotics for my face.
Yeah.
So we did that. And then it got worse because antibiotics take a while. And so I blacked out on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm looking through our messages. I'm listening. I'm not ignoring you.
I was at the computer, and then I came to at the computer, and I had my ears were ringing to the point where I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't focus on things, and like my vision was full of static almost. It was like,
oh yeah, where it gets like pixelated almost. Yes, I know.
And I couldn't. And I smelled this horrendous smell that the only time I've ever smelled it was when I had sepsis last time. It's just like your senses are being affected, basically, right? Because it's what happens with sepsis is your brain starts swelling, and it releases cytokines, which are to help fight the infection, but they also cause brain swelling, which causes pressure and all sorts of fun things. So I literally should have probably gone into the ER that day.
Yeah.
But I crawled up the stairs, got up to the room, and I was like, Jen, I'm really messed up. And I explained everything that was going on. And she was like, let's try this real quick. Some antihistamines that I was given last time.
Yeah. For
the swelling. And then see what happens.
Right.
So I did that, and it cleared up.
Yeah.
Not like perfectly, but it got better.
It's not getting worse.
Right.
Actively.
It didn't get worse.
Yeah.
And we monitored it, and then it was like every day at that time it would get worse. Mm-hmm. Like the circadian rhythm of the infection was.
That's so bizarre.
Like from 11 to 2 in the afternoon was when it was the worst.
You know why?
Why?
Because that's when the pressure flips.
Oh yeah, probably.
And so then it becomes like vacuum instead of pressure.
Yeah.
And, ugh.
Yeah. So I was dealing with a lot of like paranoia and just being on guard all week and feeling like shit. Like I felt so gross. I was running fevers off and on. I couldn't muster the energy to do things. I kept blacking out.
Yeah.
Like it was either I was falling asleep or I was blacking out. Mm-hmm. One of the two. It kind of indistinguishable.
Well, and this all kind of started like Monday is when you and I were talking about when you had to go into urgent care. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I didn't even understand that it was a tooth.
Yeah.
I thought we were still talking about
the
pneumonia and the infection there. And so I was like, okay, whatever, dude. But then I was like, my face has been hurting and that's not feeling great. And then you said something about Something about flashback time. Oh, you were saying that your face started hurting and the swelling and your ears were ringing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, flashback time. And boy, was I correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow.
The smell thing really threw me. Like, that's what really messed me up was that it's like a weird plasticky smell. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, you'd think it would just be reduced sense of smell, but no, it was like it replaced with this whole new beast.
That's so interesting because I was having like phantom smells all week.
Yeah.
So that was your fault.
Probably. I felt so worn. Like I was exhausted from fighting the infection and not getting great sleep because Jen's been unable to sleep, which throws off my sleep schedule. And it's been chaos.
Yeah. Well, and on the 29th, that would have been Monday. Yeah. You said something about, and I fully did not understand again. You were like, I'm basically pre-septic. And I was like, I hate everything about that.
I was.
And then it was like 2 days later.
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
When I finally, you were like pre-sepsis. And I was like, hospital. And you were like, I've pushed past it. I'm on antibiotics. And it was later, I think, like that day or 2 days where I was like, was it a tooth?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, no, it was. And I'd been monitoring it. Yeah. Like, I noticed when it started hurting again, like after the nerve had died. And that's when I was like, okay, I need to get it looked at. But we were waiting for Jen's insurance or her paycheck to come in to go in and get it removed.
Yeah, because she's on monthly pay now.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
She hasn't gotten her first check yet. Soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because then I can get the tooth removed. And then, that was the other thing is the doctor was like making sure we had plans. Because she's like, I can fight the infection, but it's just going to come back. And I was like, I know. We need to get the tooth removed. I was worried she didn't give me like strong enough antibiotics too.
Huh.
Like, because she just did Augmentin something.
Okay.
That's good for tooth infections. Like it's good for mouth bacteria, basically. Yeah.
Well, that's something at least.
Right.
It wasn't just like generic blanket stuff.
Yeah. And then I've been having those bouts of being winded, which was really weird.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that that kind of makes sense because you are still fighting the pneumonia, and then you had new source infection, which I'm sure is stirring the whole system up.
Oh yeah, well, and then body memory, and you know what I mean. Like it reacted a way, and it's going to react that way again.
Yeah, well, and that was the thing too. Was like, I don't know. From the moment you said pre-septic, I had been on like hardcore guard all week. I didn't want to like say anything because I didn't want to A, stress you out, or B, like make it worse than it was.
Right.
Because I knew you were not feeling well already. And I didn't want to be like, let's pile on and be like, hey, I'm really worried about you.
No, I could tell.
We don't take nicely to I'm worried about you normally.
No, especially when you're tired.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, I'm a little worried too. Shut up.
Like I know.
Yeah.
No.
But I was definitely like, because it's like flashback time, and that's the thing. So for any of you who don't like regularly hang out with us, we're 7 years apart, but we have this joke where we are twins born years apart, and so we have our weird little psychic connections, and something will hurt on him and then I'll feel it, and then we're messaging each other back and forth being like, hey, is this your fault?
Yeah, who's actually
Did you
in
mess
pain?
Up your ankle this week? Because my ankle really hurt this week.
Yeah, I messed it up bad.
Yeah. So it's also one of those things where we generally have a sense of like how bad something is just naturally, where like it's a rare time when we're worried about the other one. Like normally we're like, hey, I'm really like, obviously I feel badly that you are feeling badly, but normally I don't.
We don't have the concern, not the same like.
Right. We don't have like a fear that something is more than what we thought it is. And so it's a rare occasion to be worried. And I remember close to this time last year, that was like one of the first times, not the first time, but one of the first times I'd actually been like concerned.
Yeah.
And so you were unconscious through most of it. And it was like, how many days was it? It was like a 4-day adventure total.
Yeah. It was 4 days because I hit normalcy again on Sunday. We did the
Yes.
the live on Sunday and the recording
Yeah.
on Sunday. Like today.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. So it was like 4 days. It was like, and it was weird. When this happened last time around, I had been experiencing the trigeminal neuralgia. I didn't realize it happened so early because I thought it was like, oh, it happened in like May, and then that was the only time. But I was really messed up because the trigeminal neuralgia was almost 24/7
Yeah.
at that point and was just getting worse. And so the day I got diagnosed with trigeminal
Was
neuralgia
the day that I lost consciousness.
was the day that he blinked out of existence for a little while.
Yep.
And so I was really confused until Jen got a hold of me and was like, yeah, we're at the ER.
I was
and
in
they
the
tried
ICU.
to Narcan your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we both go in for stuff. But
Yeah.
I was worried at that point. Like,
No, it was bad.
it was
I've never
not
been
good.
that out of control. The one thing I realized about it that I don't like about the hallucinations that differ from dreams, I control dreams. I know a dream is a dream.
Yes.
Even when I don't know it is, I know it is.
Right.
The hallucinations are like the subconscious taking over
Yeah.
and having no control and knowing that it's like a bad trip.
Yeah.
Like if I think negatively while it's
Oh,
happening,
it makes it worse.
it gets way worse.
Yeah.
And I like intuit that. So like I was having that this week. There were a couple like really, really messed up dreams that would not end like around Wednesday.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not fun.
Well, and sepsis last time left you with some dream-based PTSD.
Just a bit.
Just do it a bit.
A lot.
Do it a bit. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to go to bed.
No.
Sleeping was terrifying.
Yeah. Well, to the point where it still pops up here and there.
Oh yeah.
Like when
like
you
I'm
coughed
hypersensitive.
yourself into passing out.
Yep.
And we had to be like, I think you're okay. I think you can go to sleep. You'll
Then
wake
go to
up
bed,
and
Chris.
you'll be okay.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ever wake up again.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, because that's the thing is like, usually even if it's emergent, we are aware and in some kind of control.
Yeah.
Not necessarily of the situation, but of ourselves.
Yeah.
And that, like, not having that is really destabilizing and weird and scary. Because
Well, it threw everybody off when it happened originally.
Yes.
Like Jen didn't know how to handle it.
Nobody did.
Like it was very weird for me to not have any sense of anything. Like I couldn't remember things. I'd wake up and they'd be like, repeat after me, and I couldn't repeat the words. I'd get lost after like word 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I couldn't remember the date. I couldn't remember. I remember who I was. I never lost my sense of self. That's good. But it was just a mess.
Yeah.
And then dealing with it again this week with just lots of memories and
yeah,
a lot of like, should I, shouldn't I, will I, won't I?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But Jen was on top of it.
Good. Well, and I figured she was. I was like, if I hear from Jen, then I know we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like at that point, that's when I know that we've got a bigger issue.
Right.
And at that point I'll be worried. But yeah, this time around was like, it was nerve-wracking in a way, but like I knew it was okay.
Right.
But it was also definitely not okay.
It could have tipped really easily and become not okay real quick.
Right. Well, and then I was worried about you too because of how reminiscent it was of this really traumatic thing that happened not even a year ago.
Yeah.
That was really difficult for you to like process and come to terms with already. And then to have to be like, hey, you want to do part 2? Let's go.
You want to be in it again?
We're going to do it again. Woohoo.
I hate it.
Oh, no. But I get it. Like, I don't know. To an extent, I understand it.
Oh, yeah.
At least with the face stuff. Because I'm like, why is this happening again? Like, why is this popping back up so persistently? And it feels like we're just running a part 2 to last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like that.
So far, it's been a light version, though. I mean, I think because of our experience in the past, it's been a lot different.
Right. Like, we're not quite as rocked by it.
Right.
Which is good. But, and I also just was like, it's hard, too, to, like, be working and also still have that in the back of your mind to be like, okay, I'm watching both things.
Well, and
trying to see
even doing it yourself, like a lot of times I would get lost in something and then be brought back into it.
Yeah.
Like I would be well and distracted and happy, and then like the ringing in my ears would get really bad.
Right.
And then I would notice everything, and then it's just a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Yeah. No, I get it. It was not a good time. I don't think anybody enjoyed that.
No. And I didn't get to edit. I didn't really get to do anything at my computer. I tried. Mm-hmm. I tried to like socialize. I kept telling everyone, "Oh yeah, I'm fine."
It's like, I'll just lie until
not
we
to
get
you.
To the podcast.
I was telling you what I was going through as it was happening. But like Steph and Pedro were worried about me, and I was like, yeah, no, it's fine.
Right. Well, and it's hard too to like balance it, because there are certain people where you're like, I can give you the information and trust that you're not gonna like make me comfort you about my condition.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are like, I really don't know how to handle any of that, and I'm gonna be a disaster now.
Well, and even understanding how like messed up I was about sepsis last year and how reminiscent this is, like I couldn't.
Yeah.
One, I don't think I could convey properly to anyone else.
Right.
How similar it was, and two, that they wouldn't understand the gravity of it.
Right.
You know.
Well, and that's kind of where my worry was. It wasn't necessarily worry that this was a repeat, but a worry that it was going to stir in a ton of flashbacks and all of the like emotional weight of what happened last time.
Well, I got the flashbacks, but emotionally I've been able to get through most of it.
Yeah.
Like unscathed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a different experience, and it's not one that either of us have like really understood.
No.
I mean, the closest I can come is when I had hip surgery.
Right.
Then I just decided I wasn't going to breathe anymore.
Yeah. Well, and before that, even my closest that I ever had was when I had to get that angiogram done.
Yeah.
Like there was seriousness to the whole thing, but I was awake.
Even
and
when
in
you
control.
were telling me about that, though, like I wasn't that like something is actually happening level of worried.
Right.
Like you were like, they're going to put a thing to see what's in my heart because I might be having a stroke. And I was like, okay, let me know how you are after.
Well, and I wasn't too freaked out by it either. I was in control the whole time.
Yeah. The
situation was out of my control, but the way I was handling it.
But you were an active participant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Had I made the connection with not breathing? Because like for me, that like I wasn't there through a lot of it, but it also
we had talked about it when we were doing the like, maybe it wasn't immediately, but
like the later debriefs.
Yeah, when we did like the story times.
Okay.
And like, and when we were talking about it, you made the connection to like just not breathing.
Yeah, because that's as close as I can come, is like having my loved ones be super worried about me and not being there for any of it.
Right.
And like, I think it's different too, because I felt like I was there. Like I was in and out.
No, I know exactly what you mean. There's like a thing to it when you're in it and there's like no concern.
Right.
And you're not there.
Like I was like, I'm fine, let me go home. And I did. I made them let me go home at one point. But they sent me home on oxygen. And even then, like the weight of it didn't hit me for like 3 full days.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I came out of surgery and I wasn't breathing. And my poor husband had to deal with that basically alone.
Yeah.
Because when I was in control, I was like, I'm going home now. And they were like, you're not breathing. And I was like, I don't care.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I kept telling them that I was coughing.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't been coughing. I had no cough.
Well, and you were convinced you had a stroke.
It felt like a stroke because I kept blacking out. I didn't know what to relate it to.
Right.
They're like, oh, you're overdosing. I'm like, on what? On Suboxone?
Right. That thing that you can't overdose on.
That thing that stops you from getting. Which I was on for other reasons. But like, whatever. It was a whole mess. They were like, they Narcaned me and they didn't believe Jen. They didn't believe me. Until they Narcaned me and nothing happened. And then it got worse. And then they're like, let's do imaging. And they found a bunch of blackness in my lungs. And then they were like, oh, maybe we should treat him. Weird.
The emergency room, everybody.
Yeah.
Yay. Suckers.
Yeah.
No.
It was a mess.
No, and like I don't know, just coming up on the anniversary, I feel like both of us are a little bit more, how do I even put it? Like, I don't even know how to put it. Like, we thought we were doing good. We were like through it and over it, right? Like, but coming up toward the anniversary, I am feeling that like avoidance.
Yeah.
Right? That like I want to skirt it.
That's like a precautionary thing though.
Yeah.
It's not that we couldn't handle it.
No,
but there's that avoidance. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And I feel like I don't know, because my brain doesn't work with like, time means nothing to me.
Right.
It literally means nothing to me. But if someone tells me like, this is the anniversary of whatever the heck that was, then I'm like, oh yeah, now I have to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, it was not harder to process, but harder to process in the moment, because I had to make sure that like, it wasn't about me, and it couldn't be about me, and I didn't want it to be about me, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't coming close to making it about me. But like,
I tried to make it not about me.
Right. But it was about you because you were the one who tried to die.
Well, literally, so. you showed up and I was like, time to be perfectly fine. It was enough to make me coherent.
Yeah. That was the funny part. I felt so special.
I couldn't remember things. I couldn't keep it together. But then when Karina was there, I was like, oh, I'm up.
Yep.
I'm here. What's up? I'm in the ICU? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you didn't know you were in the ICU.
I was like, well,
you were like, oh, it's bad. And we were like, yeah, it's
dude,
bad.
It's bad.
It is bad. But it was definitely one of those, like, I don't know. I'm gonna I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I think for me, like, I'm more careful about processing it.
Right.
Because I have to like process, but also make sure that you're supported.
Oh yeah,
in all of it.
I see what you're saying.
But for me, like, that was the first time I was like legitimately scared that I was gonna not have you.
Right.
And that was fucking terrifying. And I remember just being at work telling people that like, this is what's going on, and I'm like not okay, but also my face is on fire and I'm really not okay.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, somebody asked me and I just like burst into tears, and I was like, well, you're my anchor. Like you are my anchor when it comes to where we are in life.
Right. And I'm always dragging her down. Holding her back.
Stabilizing me in rocky weather.
Right. My bad. The positive one, not the one that literally means anchor.
You know, you use anchors like intentionally, right?
Yeah.
You don't just sail around with an anchor dragging behind you at all times.
Some people do, and they get in trouble for that.
I bet.
A lot of trouble.
Why aren't we moving? Well, you see, the anchor is on the bottom.
What's worse is when they are moving and they're just dragging anchor. Like, oh boy.
You've destroyed 7 reefs.
Yes.
While we were doing that. Oh dear. Oh God.
No, but I get it.
Yeah.
Like, even in the processing, like in the moment, I felt guilty.
Yeah.
That I had all this attention and people worried about me. I felt bad that I made people worry.
Yes. Well, and I didn't want to add to that either.
Right.
So I'm like, I want you to know that I love and care about you very much. And if you ever leave me, I don't know what the heck is going to happen.
She did threaten me. A lot of people threatened me. What's with that? I'm dying. And they're like, if you die, we're going to fucking kill you. Excuse me? Not what I want to hear right now. How about your O2 sats are looking real good? No? We're going to murder? Okay, we'll go the murder route. That'll make me feel good.
I don't know. Did I threaten you in the moment?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You said it. It was one of the first things you said when you got into the room.
Yeah. It was like,
but so did Jen.
Oh, that's right. I was like, where did you think you were going?
Yeah.
You think you can like escape? What the heck? No. Not allowed.
I tried.
Not allowed. I drag you back.
I fought back, man. I did good. As soon as I was on antibiotics, like, I made a good recovery.
Well, and you responded so quick. Like, they thought they were going to have to keep you for like a week.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, 2 days, done.
Got this. Get me out. I hate it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
But it took me a long time post-hospital to get the ringing all the way gone and for all the like residual side effects to go away.
Yeah. Because there was a time where you thought the ringing was just like a new permanent feature.
Yeah.
because it was so profound and it was just not, it wasn't going away.
No,
Bug. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
They're driving me crazy.
But yeah, I mean, that was our week. I didn't get to podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't do the lives.
But it's okay.
Right. I let myself too. On Friday, I let you know first. I was like,
yes.
I'm not.
Which is good because I was probably leaning that direction too. Because I was just so tired.
Mm-hmm.
So tired. And then I was out of the building on Thursday. And if ever I'm out of the building, something horrendous happens.
wrong,
and then I have to catch up and like try to get all the ducks in a row. And all of my ducks were on fire this week.
Oh, wonderful. That sounds
Everybody
delightful.
It was just a mess. Okay.
Yeah. Well, even and then on Saturday, you were like, let's just not, because I was like, I don't think I have it in me to do tomorrow, because I was still feeling it. Like I was still fatigued and I was still having the ringing and everything.
Yeah.
Yesterday
it
wasn't
want you
as bad.
To push early. I was like, let's.
It wouldn't have been good.
Rest.
I don't think I would have had.
And then we'll see.
Any energy to do the live and then let alone record.
Right.
It would have just been a trash fire.
Yeah. Well, and then it snowed.
Heavy.
A lot. So yeah, no, I think it was a good day for self-care, and that's what we did.
And we let the episode go.
Mm-hmm.
We just let it go into the ether.
Oof. You just
wasn't easy for me,
but you did it.
I did.
You didn't push yourself to finish it, which is good.
Oh man, I wanted to,
but you didn't have to.
No, once I let myself not be worried about it, it was easier to rest too. So
right. Yeah. I felt like there was something else, but maybe I'm crazy.
There could be, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, my week was mostly just like face being evil.
Well, and just the combination of everything.
Yeah. Oh, and then I have stopped sleeping.
Oh yeah, that same. But
why?
For me, that's not unusual. It's like even a joke among my internet friends. They're like,
yeah.
Why are you tired, Chris? Did you sleep? Why are we asking you? We know you didn't. I'm like, thanks, guys. Love you too.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and wake up and wake up. And now it's like there is no go to sleep. That part is gone. I don't know what's going on. So I have to do stuff until I pass out, and then hope that I don't wake up 7 times.
Right.
Because my like thermoregulation has exploded.
And Jen had the same problem all week.
Yeah. And
like she kept me up. And like I needed sleep. Yeah. I was so exhausted.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's not like I'm mad at her. I don't hate her. I love her. But she needs to let me sleep. She needs to sleep.
She does.
That's what I'm more worried about. It's like,
yeah.
How about you go to bed so that you wake up and don't feel like you want to die?
Right. And then you can work with the children's.
Yeah, she's still loving that.
I'm glad she likes it. Randy said that her calling could have been sped teacher. She could have been a wonderful sped teacher.
Mm.
He was like, she should have been a teacher, man. And I was like, don't wish that upon others. That's not nice.
How dare you, sir?
That's unkind thinking.
How dare you?
How dare you? But yeah, no. So this week it was mostly just like, let's debrief.
Yeah.
Because we talked a little bit throughout the week, but we were both kind of in it on both ends.
Well, I was starting to not be in it, which is the weird part. And that was what was scary, I think.
Yeah.
Is when I hit Wednesday and I started to not be able to stay awake and be in control. So I was
you were talking about like the oxygenation thing being a problem too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had the slow pass outs.
Yeah.
Where you go red and then dim.
I hate that.
And I was in the bathroom like trying to do stuff, getting ready, and I literally had to stop and say to myself out loud, I was like, if you don't stop, you're going to fall.
Yeah.
You're gonna black out and fall.
Yeah.
And so I sat down and then I blacked out.
Yeah, I remember the one day this happened. It was like a month ago when I saw red and I was like, I wasn't even angry. I was explaining it to Jen. Like everything went red and then everything started to fade away.
Yep.
But I wasn't angry.
Yeah.
I just remember I was stuck. I wasn't even mad. Like it was a good joke.
Mad.
I was seeing red. I wasn't even mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, that's it. I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, we're both tired and it's hot in here.
It is.
And my face hurts and my head hurts. Oh, yeah. I've had headaches all week.
Pressure changes.
Ugh, and it's nasty. I hate it.
And there's flies in here because we left coffee in here all week and no one came in here. And then
Yeah.
there was a bunch of fruit flies. And now I'm mad because there's fruit flies everywhere.
Where did they come from initially?
Ren's room.
It's like they spawn. They don't like show up from stuff. They just
No.
spawn wherever there is leftover food. I don't know.
I was so mad when I came in here this morning and I pulled it back. And I was like, oh, there's so many of you. Like, first I noticed that there was one, and then I was like, there's three. And then I look over to the corner right there, and I was like, oh, dear God, no, please tell me. And then I looked, I was like, no!
Oh, gross.
So I just ran outside with a bag full of flies.
Yes. Nasty.
But we need to go, because I have to edit, and I got to
time.
do the thing, and we got to keep self-caring, and we've got to be there for you guys.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to let you down.
Truth.
We feel bad when we miss stuff.
Yeah. But we don't need to.
No.
And we know that you
it's
guys...
a decision that I care.
Right. Well, and like, we know that you guys are patient and kind and wonderful, and you understand what it is like to be a sick person trying to do stuff in the world.
Yes.
So we greatly appreciate your patience with us last week.
Last 2 weeks.
For you. Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks, let's be honest.
Yeah, because we didn't do a Friday Live the week before.
No, we were starting to fall apart.
Tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing is like, fatigue is going to be the end of me, I swear.
That's what you said.
It'll be the end for someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Me, people near me, bystanders.
She's going to kill me when she's tired. But she'll be too sleepy. Anyways.
What do they need to do since we're not going to have a second half?
Also, format change. We haven't been doing a second half. Deal with it. They need to Venmo me $1,000.
What about me?
When
do I get my $1,000
after
Venmo'd?
Me? You can do next week.
Fine.
Hydrate or dihydrate?
Yes.
That's
drink
important.
the waters.
I tried to come up with one for medicate while I was online with Austin the other day. I was like, medicate or die? And he was like, what? And I was like, it doesn't come out the same way as
I was waiting for
hydrate
you to
or
go,
dihydrate.
Like, medicate or defecate. And I was like, wait, no.
It was just literally
No.
hydrate or medicate or die. So do that. Medicate.
I mean, yeah.
Take your meds.
Take your meds. Drink some water.
Mm-hmm.
Have a snack because you are a snack and you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Take a break if you can.
Yes.
If you need to. Just let your heart rate kind of come down and do something kind for yourself. Find something fuzzy. Take a bath. Go sit in the sunlight. Read a book. Hide from your relatives.
Yeah. Do what
go
you
missing.
Do what you gotta do.
I don't know.
If you're gonna go missing, do it in the forest because of the 411. Isn't that what it is? The 411.
What?
There's a bunch. There's like a whole conspiracy about people getting lost in the forests. Like the Rocky Mountain Ranges and stuff. Yeah, it's like 411 cases that are really weird and unexplainable. So go there and do it. Really mess with people. Make them think. You know. And if you're bipolar, check in with yourself.
Yes.
Are you manic? Are you not manic? Enjoy it. Either way. I mean,
be aware. Be careful.
What are you gonna do? What? Stop being manic?
Yeah, knock.
If you're on a manic high, congrats. Get ready for that downfall. And if you're in a manic low, it's not forever. You'll have a swing soon enough. And that's just being bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
on that note, it is time for us to go before we implode. So, thank you for coming along with us while we kind of talked about and debriefed the week. It's been a weird one.
We just wanted to complain.
Weeks. Well, I think it's important to talk about too.
Yeah.
Because I think we were both in that same like, oh God, is this a repeat kind of headspace. So, I don't know.
This was for us, not for you. Sorry.
Yeah, look away.
Oh, don't. Never
You're
look
at
away.
the end. What are you going to do?
This is when it gets funny. Don't leave.
What?
Oh, you clicked off.
Oh, man.
They'll
okay,
never
quick.
get to
Do
hear my
something
joke
funny.
now. I'm a cat in heart. What am I going to do?
Yeah. Cool.
Be kind to you. Be kind to others. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.
I was like, is he going to commit? Oh my God, he committed.
I did it.
Good job.
I did a good job.
You did a good job.
Ugh.
You are the goodest boy.
I try.